Okay. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to this public meeting of the Princeton Board of Education. The board is an elected, unpaid group of 10 citizens who set policy and make decisions on educational, financial, and personnel matters for the Princeton Public Schools on behalf of all residents. We are always pleased when members of the community attend our meetings. The board and the school district operate under applicable New Jersey laws and under regulations of the New Jersey State Board of Education. Each meeting includes an opportunity for those attending to comment on items on the published agenda or other matters of interest to them. The board reserves a right to limit the time allotted to public participation. Law limits discussion of individual personnel and confidential matters. We hope that our meetings provide useful opportunities for communication between the board and the community. Thank you for attending.
Our notice of open public meeting, as required under the Open Public Meeting Act, NJSA 10-4-6, adequate notice was given for calling this meeting. It was authorized by the Board of Education and forwarded to the municipal clerk, Princeton Packet, and the Times on July 28th, 2022, and distributed to the schools and others on the standard distribution list. The board reserves the right to enter into executive session during all meetings of the Board of Education. Board Policy 2230, recording devices, requires that we inform those attending this virtual Zoom meeting that the proceedings are being recorded. This meeting is not being live streamed. Public members who wish to make comment at the appropriate time, as noted in the agenda or added by the proceeding officer, shall raise their hand virtually at the bottom of the Zoom screen. Once called upon, the member of the public will be requested to unmute themselves by clicking the mute button at the bottom of the Zoom screen. Notes on votes pertaining to the sending district. The representative of the sending district is authorized to vote on such matters that affect sending district students or affect the governance of the Princeton Public Schools, as more specifically designated in NJSA 18A 38-8.1. In the event that the NJSA 18A 38-8.1 is amended, the law shall take precedence over these bylaws. Sending district votes pertaining to personnel actions refer to high school, central administrative, and district-wide staff only. Votes otherwise are considered abstentions.
Thank you, Mr. Scarillo. Would you please call the roll?
I will.
Thank
Daphne Kendall,
Here.
Betsy Baglia,
Here.
Debbie Bronfeld,
Here.
Jean Durbin,
Present.
Mara Franceschi,
Here.
Brian McDonald,
Present.
and Susan Cantor.
Here.
And we have a quorum.
Mr. Scarillo, will you automatically indicate those members that are not present?
Yes.
Okay, great. Okay. All right. Well, thank you everyone for attending. We have a very brief agenda this morning, so I don't have any comments. Dr. Kelly, I don't know if you have any comments this morning.
I do not. I want to absolutely thank the board for coming on for today's meeting.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Kelly. So we're going to move on to, I guess, the first item is we have a public forum, public comment on agenda items and non-agenda items. Mr. Scarillo, do we have any takers for public comment this morning?
I don't see anybody raising their hand. We have one person in the public.
Okay, then we will move on. We'll move on to the personnel agenda. So item F1 is appointments 2223. And I would just like to say we have on the agenda this morning Sarah Moore, who is up on the agenda for board approval as supervisor of elementary education. Ms. Moore will coordinate curriculum, instruction, and professional development at our four elementary schools. Ms. Moore comes to us from Robbinsville, where she was a curriculum and instruction supervisor specializing in literacy and intervention. She has also worked as an educational supervisor, an interventionist, and as a teacher of the deaf and hard of hearing. She holds 2 master's degrees in education from the College of New Jersey. Her areas of expertise include multi-tiered systems of support, English language arts, the science of reading, special education, and teacher professional development planning. She has spent time working with the New Jersey Consortium on Deaf and Blindness, the In addition, she has served as a National Helen Keller Fellow. She has written numerous journal articles on structured literacy practices, and her first book, Dyslexia Has Dyslexia, will be released next year through Indigo River Publishing House. Nationally, she has trained over 500 teachers in the Orton-Gillingham methodology through the Institute of Multisensory Education. This position was created by restructuring of our supervisory positions throughout the district, and this position is revenue neutral. And with that, are we going to do a action item for this, or is this going to be consent?
So we have a consent for all three in the personnel matters.
So I believe that personnel has to be roll call.
Okay, do we have a motion?
Mara, second, Debbie. I believe we can include F2 retirements in this as well. And then we'll just do the next item, which is registration travel agenda through consent.
Okay. All right, so Daphne Kendall,
Yes.
Betsy Baglia,
Yes.
Debbie Bronfeld,
Yes.
Jean Durbin,
Yes.
Mara Francesca,
Yes.
Ryan McDonald,
Yes.
and Susan Cantor.
Yes.
Okay. So it
Yay.
passes.
Tonight's
Well-
pass.
Welcome to the district, Ms. Moore. We're excited to have you here, and we look forward to, the great things you're going to do for our elementary students.
I just want to say thank you so much to the board, Dr. Kelly and Dr. Tu. I'm so very excited to work with your administrators, your staff, your students, and your families. It is such an honor to join your team.
Thank you. All right, then moving on to item F3, registration travel agenda. Any questions? Nope. All right, then can I get a motion, please, for the G1 consent agenda items? Jean, second. Did anyone give me I need a second. Debbie. Okay, sorry. I'm having monitor problems this morning. Anyway. All right.
Okay. Daphne Kendall,
Yes.
Betsy Baglia,
Yes.
Debbie Bronfeld,
Yes.
Jean Durbin,
Yes.
Mara Franceschi,
Yes.
Ryan McDonald,
Yes.
and Susan Cantor.
Yes.
Motion is passed.
All right, great. And then if I could have, well, thank you everyone again this morning for, making room in your schedule so that we could, appoint Ms. Moore so she can start, as soon as possible, helping our elementary students. And with that, can I get a motion to adjourn?
So I think, Daphne, we need to go into close.
Oh, I'm sorry, you're right. Yes. Can I get, do you have to read that first?
do, yeah.
And then we make a motion, or do we make a motion first?
I think I'll read it first and then we'll make
Okay.
it.
Okay, thank you.
Yep. Resolved that the Board of Education approved the closed session resolutions, whereas NJSA 10-4-12 allows for a public body to go into closed session during a public meeting. And whereas the Board of Education and the Princeton Public Schools has deemed it necessary to go into closed sessions to discuss certain matters which are exempted from the public. And whereas the minutes of the closed session will be released when the need for confidentiality in accordance with NJSA 10-4-12 no longer applies. Whereas the regular meeting of this Board of Education will be adjourned from closed session with no action taken. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Board of Education of Princeton Public Schools will go into closed session for the following reasons, as outlined in NJSA 10-4-12. The discussion of confidential matters will be personnel matters.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Scarello. Now, can I please have a motion to go into closed session? Mara, second. Betsy? All in favor? Okay.
Motion
so-
passed.
Motion to pass. So we will, for the public that's watching, we're going to go into closed session. We will come back here to adjourn the meeting. Okay. Yes.
Thanks, guys.
Oh, okay. Bye.
Yay, we have the 5. And there's Daphne.
Right, so, oh, okay, great. Can I wanted to thank Mr. Scarillo for stepping in today. You did a fabulous job.
Thank you
very much.
You too.
All right, and with that, could I get a motion to adjourn? Jean, second, Brian. Okay, all in favor?
Thank you. Motion passed.
Thank you guys so much.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you,
Take care.
thank you.
Thank you very much.
Bye.
Well, Anthony,
Bye.
great job.
Thank you very much.